What's up guys, it's Philip from the Honda Resource. Thanks for joining me. So today on the RA1 we're going to be installing the combination meter. So the RPM gauge, I mentioned it in the last video. So today we're going to be installing that, and as you can see we have another Odyssey here too. So I'll cover that at the end of the video, what we're going to be doing with that one. So anyways, stay tuned, let's get to the video. Alright, so to begin with, we've removed this complete upper panel here. And to get that out, there's 4 bolts over in the glove compartment. There's 4 screws, 1, 2, and there's one down there under that stuff, and there's one right over here. And then you just pull it out from the side over here, and then it'll slide out like so. And for the cluster, you have the 2 that go up here, and then you pop the little vent out over here, and there's a screw tucked up behind that. And then it slides out too, and then that exposes what will be your factory clock here. So there's 2 screws on each side, right, to get that out. So once you take those out, then you'll have the wires that connect to the hazard switch. I guess this other one would be like a rear defrost, and then your clock. So that's those 3 pigtails there. And then you can install the combination meter. So this is the combination meter, already ready to go. And this is the factory clock. So you can see you have to have the whole bezel and everything. To install it, I used, well, Eric put the, initially it's already installed, but I took it back out to wire in the RPM gauge and the temperature sensor. So, but anyways, Eric swapped over the hazard switch and the defrost switch. Just they push out of this panel and then push into the other one, so a piece of cake. And then this plugs into the factory clock wires, again, piece of cake. So all we gotta do is wire in this sensor. So since all Honda's RPM stuff is blue, I'm going to assume the blue one is the RPM tack signal, and the red one goes to the temperature sensor. So I'm just gonna go see if I can dig up a plug. So I found this little pigtail on the fuse box of a CRV that I was parting out. So that's what we're gonna use, because it plugs right into it. You can see there, it plugs right in. So now I'll just get me some wire and run my tack signal to the green wire, because it goes over to the blue. And then I'll run me the wire. I think Eric said he had the sensor for the temperature, so I'll run a wire from the black wire over, I guess, to the exterior of the car, so that whenever he puts the sensor on, it'll work. So convenient enough, the RPM signal is already coming to the transmission control module from the automatic. So A5, which is blue, and it ties into the ignition coil. So that's the RPM signal. And so we still have the wires here that went to the transmission control module, and on this, it's typically on an OBD1 Honda, it'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, top would be odd, bottom would be even. But I've discovered that on the wiring diagram I have here, it's straight across. So 5th wire is a blue one, and that's our RPM signal. So I'll just depin it out of this connector. Alright, so I had a couple spools of green and black wire, so I just kind of stuck with that same color, and I drilled some wires together and taped them up, and then I just ran them through the dash and down. I ran them down here, and then I actually just split them right here, so the black one can go to the exterior temp sensor, and then I ran the green one. You see, I taped it, and then I taped it along the harness here and tied it into the blue wire. So now we should have tack signal up there. Let's get this all plugged back together and see if it works. Alright, so before I completely reinstall everything, check it and make sure that the tack signal works. Got my blinker on. Hey! That's awesome. So tack signal works, and now I just got to finish reinstalling the rest of the dash. And I did get power steering built on, and this is the one I wound up having to use. Much like the alternator belt, the Prelude one was too short, so that's the one I had to use. So we got alternator belt, power steering. Yeah, I cleaned it up a little bit. Looking fresh. Freshest. So yeah, pretty much wrapping this baby up. You can see it's pretty easy to install, and the van definitely needs a tune. It's running really rich, so it does run pretty decent. The owner of the van actually dropped off a Japanese, I think it's a F20B transmission LSD, so we'll be installing that sometime here pretty soon. And then on this RA1 here, we're going to be installing a JDM H23A, just essentially a replacement engine. So I'm covering that too. So make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you can see each time I post a video on one of these here RA1s, and help a brother out. Thanks again, guys. Hope to see you on the next one. Peace.